Flower Dance by DJ Okawari. I'll begin by playing for you the first opening segment, just 10-15 seconds of music, and then I'll begin the tutorial and I'll show you the whole piece, bar by bar, note by note, so that you can learn it yourself. It's quite straightforward to learn, actually. It just takes some practice to get it up to speed. So here's what the music sounds like to start. Okay, so we can stop there for now. Let's begin with the introduction. So the piece is in 4/4 time, which means we have 4 beats per bar. Most of what's happening in both the hands, but especially in the right hand, is all eighth notes. Right? The piece has 5 sharps. But you'll see as we play through this that basically most of the notes are black. A few of them are white, but most of them that you'll be playing are black. Okay, so we begin with the right hand, because the right hand, once you learn 1 bar, you've learned basically the entire introduction, the entire opening 9 bars, 8 or 9 bars. So let's have a look. The right hand begins with 3-2, 5-2, 3-2 again, and then 1-2. That's it. You just stitch them up. The next bar is the same. And every bar is the same here. They just keep repeating over and over again. Every bar we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars until the 8th and final bar we have a little rolled chord. 1, 2, 3, and 5. You roll it one by one, but kind of like a harp, quickly. So that's it. That's the right hand. We begin quietly and with that figure. Over and over again. I would suggest playing this a few times for a few minutes and getting comfortable with it enough so that you don't have to think about the notes. Learn it very well so that you can focus all of your attention on the left hand, because the left hand is the one that's moving around and jumping around. The right hand doesn't do anything except repeat the same notes over and over again, so learn them very well. Now we move to the left. So we had all eighth notes in the right hand, and we sort of have much of the same in the left. So that's 5-2-1. Over the thumb reaches 3 and 2. That's the end of the grouping. And to punctuate the end of the bar, we drop down to an E with the pinky. As you can see, we begin with eighth notes and end with quarters. Here it is with the counts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all of that is under 1 pedal. Next bar, same thing except whatever you had down here now moves up by 1 tone to F sharp. 5-2-1. Across the 3 and 2. As before, see it's all black notes here. jumping to an F sharp. Next, everything moves up now to G sharp. 5, 2, 1. And this time, however, we'll play with 2 and 1. You can also do it with 3 and 2. That's not a terrible fingering either. I just think that it's a little more comfortable for me because I have a big hand to play with 2 and 1. No surprise, you drop down to a G sharp. So you can see what's happening here is the right hand is doing this thing over and over again, and while the right hand is doing this introduction, the left hand is changing harmonies. So we have right? Parallel movement of harmony. Okay, so let's put that together. We begin by aligning all of the notes. So it's very easy to play and very easy to learn. Each note plays together. 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 Notice it's 2 and 2. Very easy to remember that. 2, 2. Across. There's your first bit of work. Moving on, right hand alone on a C sharp, drop to an E in the left, together on the thumb, and then a C sharp alone again. And then the same idea moving forward. Feels the same. Next position. And each one of those bars gets its own pedal. So begin with the pedal down. Change. Change. And the fourth bar here we have the left hand reaches across the right, and we have 5, 3, 2, 1. And back down the same way. And in the right hand, what happens is at the beginning of this bar, the right hand is alone. So we know that each of these units begins with a D sharp, right? Third finger. And so this fourth bar also begins on a third finger D sharp, and it begins alone. So alone, and then together, together, and everything is then together. A little confusing when you're playing this, so you might get lost, so practice it. Do the right hand once. Do the left hand a couple times, and then play it together. And don't forget, the first note of the right hand is alone. Alone, and then everything aligns. You see? That's it. Notice that I kept the same pedal for all of those two bars. So we have a pedal change on the G sharps. Change. Don't change the pedal. Keep it down. And then the left hand rushes back down to the E, and the phrase begins again. So that's quite far. From here to here. And even though I said the word rush, I don't really want you to feel panic. Don't panic. Just get there when you get there, okay? So that doesn't sound aggressive or, choppy. You can even slow down a little bit here. So you have some time to then get into position and then play the next bar. And what is the next bar? It's a repetition of everything you've done so far, except for one small difference, and you'll see what that is. So here it is. It's all the same so far, right? And this time, however, when you go down here, you don't just play one E, you play an octave. That's the only difference. Octave. Next. Octave. Octave. And then from here, the right hand moves up half an octave. We have the position, if you recall, 1, 2, 3, 5, and the left hand jumps down one octave, same notes, G sharps, and then you have like this. And you can play kind of however you want. You can align the last note of the roll, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 notes. You can align the bottom octave with the last note. That's usually what people do. Or with the first note. Depends what you like. Or somewhere in the middle. Who cares? Whatever you think sounds good. That's right? Yeah, okay. So. And those 2 bars are also under one octave. Under one pedal. Pretty good, right? Let me play through all of that a little quicker now. There's the end, right? Of the intro, anyway. Moving on. Okay. And now comes the next section. And that one I'll cover. This is like the main theme of the piece. The introduction is finished. And now I can move into the next bit. And I'll show you what the theme sounds like. So stick around. I'll see you in just a bit.